Hey everybody, welcome back to Swish and Perry. I'm Perry,
Swish,
and
and
this,
I'm losing my voice.
yeah, well, we'll forgive you for that. So this episode might be a little weird. We kind of had some audio issues with, well, you can either call it audio issues or entertainment issues, which take your pick on how this episode was done. So this is gonna be more like a podcast, I guess.
That's like everything else we do.
Yeah, which I guess is fine. It's just so, but this is being recorded in post, not over the game as it's happening live. So, um,
Uh,
so
I'm
yeah,
okay with this.
yeah, we
Uh,
take away the movie magic for
well, I mean, we
everyone.
had audio issues that entire weekend. Really,
Yeah,
this
that's
is our
fair.
second attempt at trying to record in person. It didn't work out. We have a third attempt this weekend.
Yeah.
Right? Are we still on for that?
Yes, yeah. I've got something Saturday, friend's birthday party, but other than
Oh
that,
yeah, you were telling me about that. Am I invited? Can I go?
yeah, if you want to, it's at Top Golf, so it should be cool.
That's it. Top golf,
Yeah.
dude. I'm totally going.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that shit. I've
No.
always wanted to fucking go to Top Golf.
Yeah, or it's whatever it's like the driving range thing is down here. Let me
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
the
yeah, 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 dude. I've always wanted to go to Top Golf.
yeah. Let me double check and make sure that I'm not leading you astray here. Because I was sent the info somewhere.
I
Fuck,
mean,
where'd
I
it
just
go?
hope that it's what's gonna happen is it's gonna be a Top Golf, and you're gonna be like, "Sorry, man, you just can't go," and I'm gonna be like,
Can't.
"This is fucking bullshit."
Yeah. Meanwhile, like I'm out there the whole time, just like
I
yeah.
have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Also,
I'm
hanging out
terrible
with
at
people, which
golf.
you don't like to do.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, one of them that I know is really cool. She's like, she doesn't like it when I
She's
say it, but she's like my work mom. So
she doesn't like that.
no, she's like, can I at
She's
least be like your
she's the
work
same
aunt?
lady that came out for your birthday, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That was a fucking fun time.
that her. She's cool.
I fucking forgot about this part.
Hmm? Oh yeah, I think. What do I? Yeah, for absolutely no reason.
No reason at all.
Yeah.
And then just walked away.
Yep. I'm
That
an
was a fucking.
asshole.
That was a
Here we
fucking
go.
crazy.
Events. Oh, Drive Shack. That's what it's called. But it's basically it's a
Called
Top
Drive.
Golf. Yeah,
It's a Top Golf, but it's a Drive Shack.
it's called Drive Shack, but it's basically a Top Golf. Yeah.
What? It's West Palm. Why don't they just have a fucking Top Golf?
That's a good question. I do not know.
What the fuck was that?
Sorry, my phone charger is plugged in really weird and like.
Oh, it sounded like you just leaned back and then threw up. That's literally what I thought you did.
I just like
was
threw up on myself right now.
Yeah, it's just like, hold on a second, guys. Back.
Oh man. So how have you been, man? It's been a little bit since we talked.
Yeah, we don't really talk a lot anymore unless we're doing this, and it's a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh no, we hung out and played League the other
Oh
day.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. When
Yeah,
that was
a
over the
lame-
weekend or something?
Mm,
No, it was before that because it was before my buddy came down to visit. Because that was
Oh, that's
that
when we
was
got
this
my
weekend.
buddy on there, and I'm pretty sure he downloaded it because we were playing it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he instantly uninstalled it as soon
Uninstalled.
as we played.
Yeah.
It's like this shit was cool.
Yeah, he didn't really care for it too much.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. Well, I think normals are definitely not for everybody. That the TFT is pretty fun. I feel like that.
The changes they've made to it though are it's confusing to me.
Yeah, see, I think
Like-
I understand some of the changes that they made because I've played the normal game, and so like some of the changes that they made are like reflected in the normal game. So like I understand some of those things. But yeah, it's a lot more confusing now than like when it first came out, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely like
Whoops.
it's like they took it. Where were you going?
I don't know.
It's like they took the game, which was kind of easy for just people to jump in and be able to play it, and then we're like, you know what? Fuck this. If they don't play normals, now we're gonna make it so they have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Because that's literally what happened. Like as soon
Yeah.
as I launched
Updated.
it after the update, I was like, "What is going on?
Yeah.
I know nothing."
It's weird now for sure. I mean, it's cool. It's really different.
Give me this coconut.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure just being this guy in the head. Just dunk. Man. Spaghetti. I still love how the fucking outfit that they give you at the beginning here, like this dude literally just looks like Pitbull the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Worldwide.
I like how you just dragged his body with the other guy down there, just like no idea.
Yeah, you didn't even fucking care.
Doesn't even know.
um, yeah. So, dude, this weekend was awesome. I think we talked about it like a little bit, but not too much.
Oh yeah, because you went and saw
Yeah.
Counterparts.
Yep. Yeah.
I fucking blinked so hard.
Sorry. Yeah. No.
Because I went and saw him a few months ago, or
Mhm.
not a few months ago. It was like 3 or 4 months ago, something like that. And I'd asked you like months before if you wanted to go, and you're like, "Oh man, I don't know. They're like my favorite band, but I don't know if I want to see them live."
Well,
And
no.
like,
So I did want to see them live. However, my mental condition at the time, I don't think I would have been able to handle it. Like mental and emotional condition, you know,
oh
because I had a lot of
yeah, but I
shit
sent you
going
that
on.
video from like right when they opened, and you were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that was insane,
Because they
dude.
were really, really good when I saw them, and they're not even
Mhm.
like. I mean, I really, really like them, but they're not a band that I like. I've not listened to every one of their songs, and I've not even listened to a full album of theirs.
Yeah,
But every song
I
that I have, so I always really like.
yeah, their new album is really good. I have a friend of mine who doesn't really care for the heavy music too much, and she actually just tonight sat down and listened to their whole album, the new one, and said that like she actually really enjoyed it. Which was surprising to me because, like she's listened. I know that she's listened to heavier stuff before, but this was the first time she's ever actually like listened to it on her own. You know, and like not when I've been like,
Yeah.
hey, listen to this song.
No, I got you.
So that was kind of cool. But she said it was really good. Which yeah, I mean, if anybody's a fan of like melodic hardcore, Counterparts, Nothing Left to Love album is amazing. Hands down my favorite
Is
album
it
that's come
really?
out this
Would you
year.
consider them melodic hardcore?
Yeah, absolutely. That's their genre. Yeah. Melodic hardcore and the music is melodic, not the vocal melodies.
Yeah,
Like,
no, the vocal melodies are not melodic at all.
yeah, no, because he just screams the whole time.
I guess I can see how musically they would be. They're a little melodic.
Yeah. Um, but yeah,
But
no, like that
'cause I used to think
show.
melodic hardcore. There's so many other bands out there that I picture as melodic,
Mhm.
and
Well, I think a lot
don't
of times when
necessarily
people
picture
think like melodic, they think of like singing, like
yeah.
big singing, like good hooks and stuff like that. And it's like, I think now, like just with the way that like the hardcore genre has gone, I mean, there's so many like subgenres and shit that I probably have no idea what I'm actually talking about. But I think like now there's just like there's so many things out there that it's like I think if you have hardcore in the name, it's just assumed that there's a shit ton of screaming,
And breakdowns.
and breakdowns. Yeah, which
It
surprisingly,
used to be way simpler back in the day.
yeah,
Like
there
music,
was.
like there wasn't nearly as many genres, and there wasn't as much bullshit.
Yeah, because I remember when I got into heavy music, it was like you either had bands like August Burns Red that were just like shredding all the time, or you had bands like fuck, I don't even know, like I mean, horrible example, but like Attila that all they were doing was just breakdowns, And
Yeah.
and that was basically it. There wasn't really anything like in between at the time, like when I started getting into heavy music, or at least I'm sure there was, but not anything that I could really find. So it took me a while to find like good post-hardcore bands that were doing like the singing and the screaming and had like
Fucking
a little bit of
post-hardcore.
both. Yeah, I love post-hardcore.
Post-hardcore
Man.
is just like emo music with breakdowns, bro.
Yeah, which I love. I mean, I'm super into it. That's why I like Beartooth so much, man. Like their first album was legit just like it was like an early 2000s hardcore band just came back and did a post-hardcore album. Like
Which pisses me off because I've actually sent you so many good bands from that era that aren't around anymore. You're just like, yeah,
yeah, they're okay.
Beartooth though.
Yeah, I love Beartooth so much, man.
I get it.
I'm pretty sure I just like them because of
Because you didn't like fucking Matchbook Romance, or you like liked it but you didn't like it.
yeah, like I enjoy it, but I'm not like super into it, I guess. Because I do remember
Their well, first full length is like still to this day
yeah,
one of my favorite albums to
'cause
ever listen.
I know that you've sent me that one. I know that you had sent me that one, and I've tried to listen to it like 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, yeah, it's all right,
I mean, I get
But,
it.
yeah, because I know
It's
like
super emo though.
yeah, because I know that because I know you and I had talked about that a lot. That you really, really love that album. So like I had tried to listen to it like so many times to try to get into it, and I just couldn't. But
It's a great album.
yeah,
What the fuck were you doing there?
I was having a very hard time opening the door.
You were fucking having a stroke at the door.
Yeah, it's like um, I need to try to listen to that album again. It's been a while since I've given it a shot. I probably should try to like
Just
sit
keep
down
listening to it
until I force
every,
myself to
3
like
months
it.
until you finally like it.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, no, that show
Like, I
was
like it
awesome.
now.
Yeah, that show was so good, man. Like I think I had sent you a text about it, and it sucks because like I guess like every once in a while it shows there's gonna be people like this, and it ruins it for everybody. But there was a kid who was like crowd killing, which was really unfortunate because like
Explain crowd killing.
okay, all right. So for anybody who's not been to a hardcore show before, one thing that people like to do at hardcore shows is in the middle of the audience, there's like a pit, like just like a big open circle, and people who want to dance to the music go in and dance. And hardcore dancing is like you like flail your arms around and like or do like circle
Look
pits and
like a
stuff where
retard.
you just kind of like look silly. Um, but it's like it's supposed to be kind of like a way to get your like aggression out and whatever with this heavy music that's playing in the background, and like for a lot of people it's super fun. It's not really my thing necessarily when I go to shows, but I do know that some people really really like it, and that's like their favorite thing about it. So
I mean, when I was like 18 to 21, it was my thing.
see, I back in high school, like I used
And
to
then
get
I
in
grew
like
up and I was like, oh,
yeah, see when I was in high school, like I used to get in mosh pits, but that was back when moshing just meant that you were like pushing each other around.
oh
Not
no, it's
fucking
never meant that.
not
to
like
me.
swinging your arms around and like donkey kicking and all that crazy stuff.
No, I was definitely a crowd killer.
Yeah. So anyway, this kid, so crowd killing is when there's the pit and then there's all the people standing around outside the pit. Crowd killing is when you're like going to the people on the side and like hitting them and trying to like engage with them. And it's like if somebody wants to get in the pit, they'll get in the pit,
Just fucking get in there.
Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, it's like because if somebody wants to get in the pit, they will get in the pit. Like you really shouldn't try to force somebody to get in if they don't want to get in. And or try to engage with somebody who's not in the pit because like I don't know. It's just rude.
It's super now. Like I don't know. As I grew up, I was like, man, I was a real fucking asshole back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm still an asshole, but now I
Yeah.
don't hurt people for no reason.
Yeah. And I mean like
Kinda
because
my fault. Unless
people will
it's
get
emotional.
hit, like people will get hit in pits at hardcore shows and stuff, but it's like usually it's an accident. So like if somebody gets hit, the person who hit the other person is like, hey dude, I'm sorry, and then you both move
Fucking
past
fish.
it. Yeah, the fish dude. And you kind of both move past it and just like keep going. So this kid isn't going in there just intentionally trying to start shit. In the middle of one of the bands playing, he goes out to somebody who's standing on the side and hits a girl, like flat out, like fist closed, punches a girl. And the entire band throws down their instruments, jumps off the stage, and just gets on top of this
the entire
dude.
band?
Yes.
Stop.
Everyone in the band just stopped playing and got off stage and just beat the shit out of this dude. And then threw him out of the venue. And the whole rest of the night was super awesome. Like, because nobody wanted to get in the pit until that point because this kid was just being an asshole in there.
Did they close?
Counterparts?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Counterparts was the last band to
Okay.
play. This was like
See, when I saw them, they were like the second or third because the show that I saw was like a fucking stupid lineup.
Yeah. No, ours
like Terror, Stick to Your Guns, Counterparts. Fuck. There was another band that was pretty good.
Yeah. See, we got I think there was the first band that played was a band called Greyhaven, which I'd never heard of before, but I actually kind of like them now. They're really different, like really really different, but I really enjoy their stuff. Their guitarist was phenomenal and their vocalist was amazing. Like probably one of the best like live vocalists I've ever heard, honestly. And
Really saw Amorosa live. That guy is incredible.
Yeah, that's true. That guy is amazing live too, and he's got a great stage presence. I don't know, it's hard to say, but like this guy was like screaming and singing, and he was great at both.
No, that's true.
But and then Varials was the next band that played. Varials was the one. They were the ones who jumped off the stage and fucking beat the shit out of that kid. And then Stray from the Path played next.
Why do I feel like there was a band called Stray from the Past?
Maybe, I don't know. There might be
like something close to that.
Yeah, but Stray from the Path played next.
Or maybe I'm thinking of Stray from the Path, and I always
yeah, you might be. Which they are. Stray from the Path is like so good. I didn't realize how much I liked them until I saw them live. They're basically just a new age Rage Against the Machine.
Really?
Yeah, they are so good.
I don't know if I would compare anybody to Raising the Machine.
Ooh, I'll send you some I'll send you some stuff from Stray later
Do
so
it.
you can
I
listen to
love
it.
Raising the Machine.
Yeah. They're very good. And then Counterparts played last. But the Counterparts show, like by then, I think everybody had kind of calmed down from getting freaked out by that kid from earlier. So everybody had pretty much like gotten back to normal, and everybody was just having a good time again. And like the whole like everybody that was there was just like super into Counterparts, and you could tell they were like they wanted to be there for Counterparts and everything. And like
I mean, they were ridiculous when I saw them.
yeah,
Like,
no, their live show was amazing. It
but
was.
you saw their fucking. I was a guitarist or bassist looks just like Chris.
Yeah, yeah. It's the guitarist. He literally looks almost exactly the same as one of our buddies.
Text. I'm pretty sure I texted you the same thing.
Like the exact same thing. Yeah, because I sent.
When I saw him, I was like, fucking
yeah.
Sort of Air Force and Counterparts.
Yep. Yeah, our friend. Yeah, because I sent you the same thing. I was like, hey, did you know that Chris plays in Counterparts now? Like,
yeah.
But and then I think you actually said that. I'm pretty sure you were just like,
Yeah.
I sent you that exact same text when I saw
Yeah.
them. But yeah, it was funny. I actually sent I found a picture of the guitarist online. I sent it to Chris and I was like, hey dude, I found your long lost brother. And he saw the picture and he was like, dude, that's fucking creepy. He actually does look like me. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Trying to say all Asians look alike.
No, but the two of them do.
Yeah, right.
For sure. He literally looks like Chris, just if Chris didn't go to the gym. Like, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean that is true because Chris is
he's pretty jacked. He's a big old swole motherfucker.
He's not that swole.
Nah, but he's got some muscles.
He's just athletic.
Yeah, he is. Was I just terrorizing this kid? Oh, poor guy.
I think so. You hit him in the head again.
Oh,
I think you just really enjoyed that fish.
This poor guy.
I do miss the old days sometimes going to shows. Like,
yeah.
There was a minute there for a little while where I was going to shows all the time this past like year and a half.
Yeah, we went to a lot of shows last year together. And then this year we just haven't really had time. Because I'm trying to think. We got to see August Burns Red, Devil Wears Prada, Parkway, Beartooth, Knocked Loose.
The same exact show.
Yeah, yeah. Knocked Loose was really good live. I really liked them.
That was the last Warped Tour.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did. I forgot about that.
On the last day in West Palm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fucking awful because it was so hot, but it was still.
Yeah, it was a cool experience, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was still worth it to go.
Yeah, because we got to see a lot of bands that you and I were actually both really, really into at the. We're still really into.
Still into, but
because we got to see like it was like Capstan, Trash Boat, Grayscale.
There was some bands that we wanted to see we didn't get to see because Grayscale that we only we saw like one song.
Yeah, like two or three. I think we only got to see like 2.5 songs or something, and then we were like, "Fuck, we got to go to the other stage for
fucking
Neck Deep." I think. No, not Neck Deep. Knuckle Puck. That's
Knuckle Puck. Yeah, your mom wanted to see them too.
Yeah.
Which I had seen Knuckle Puck live with Census Fail at their.
Yeah, I'm still really upset that we missed
15-year anniversary. I don't know fucking how long it was.
Yeah. I'm still really upset we missed Real Friends because
we heard them.
Yeah, because they were playing their last song as we were walking into the venue at the camera.
Yeah. Like what the fuck? We also missed Mayday Parade, which I'm not really a big fan of now, but I would have
their
still
old
liked
stuff
to see
would have
them
been
live.
kind of cool. Yeah, and then we got to see like Every Time I Die for probably like the 7th time that you and I have seen Every Time I Die live together. I swear somehow not every time, but like.
We always they're always playing it at some show.
Yeah, it's like every 6 months when you and I go to a show, somehow Every Time I Die is on the bill for the show that we go. Yeah,
I mean they're really good.
Yeah, I mean I'm not complaining.
They're really
their live show is amazing. Like I've listened to their studio stuff and I'm like, yeah, it's all right. But like I think just their live show is just so fun to watch.
Their Hot Damn album is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they're really good, and their guitarist is like
really like grindcore-y.
Really?
Yeah, and they went Southern rock. Oh yeah, they've Every Time I Die has been around since like the 90s.
Oh, okay. So they've been around the block a couple times.
Early 2090s, and like their first few albums, if you can find them, go back that far, are real grindcore.
Interesting. I probably would not like that at all. I've never really been a huge fan of grindcore.
I was in a fucking band in like middle school or like high school, and a couple of the guys like, we want to do music like Every Time I Die, and I was like, fucking sounds awful. Let me hear it. And then they played it, and I'm like, oh wow. Yeah, it's just like I'm not really into that.
Dun, 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 dun. Like, I swear that's like every riff in grindcore is just like, it's fucking like.
Well, when I first got into drumming back in those days, like I was really into like Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah. And you wanted to do shit with like groove, like an actual groove to it, not just digga with blast beats. Yeah.
Just hit the snare drum as hard as you can, as fast as you can. That's all we want you to do.
Yeah.
Like I literally think the first time I showed up, like I brought my kit to this place, and he's like, "Oh, you just need your snare drum, bass drum, and hi hat. That's like all you need."
Yep.
And I'm like, "For fucking what?"
Was like, did I ever send you that video? I feel like I did. This guy did a drum cover of an Attila song, and it's literally called "The Hardest Song to Cover on Drums Ever," and his entire kit is a kick drum, a snare, and a china, and he plays the entire song with just those three pieces of his drum kit.
That's fucking funny.
Oh man. And
I bet it was hard.
Oh yeah.
Because blast beats are no joke, man. You got to be like really, really athletic for that shit.
Yeah,
it's just really fast. So you have to have some serious chops. You just like run past motherfuckers in this.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think
no regards.
I didn't care about anything at the time. I was just like, I'm going. I was like, hey guys, it's time for me to flamingo.
I really miss playing music though. I really want to get back into it.
Yeah, I know.
One of these days.
We probably don't need to talk about it, but I know you and I have talked about doing some music stuff. But
forever.
Yeah, for a while. We're slowly working at it. One day.
Well, we talked about this for a long time too, and now we're fucking getting it done. So
yeah, and then we finally got this.
The music. We'll get around to the music too.
I mean, technically, we have recorded something together.
I mean, technically.
Except I was the only one playing an instrument and doing anything.
Yeah, that is true.
That was still a super cool experience. If we ever if we do actually decide to do something with recording, I would love to go back there.
I would love to too.
That studio
especially
is amazing.
Especially if Andrew's there to produce.
Yeah, that guy was
really, really cool.
Yeah, he was really nice. Because I think that was the first time I've ever actually like seriously recorded vocals. Like seriously recorded vocals, not just like done something with a friend and like whatever. Like that's the first time I've ever had a producer just like sit down and be like, because I remember after like the first couple of takes that I did, he was just like, dude, calm down, you are way too fucking nervous, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to go to him, because with Don't Look Back, we recorded our first actual song.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that this poor man
it's just gonna get nailed again. But yeah, I recorded with him. With our first song that we recorded was with him, and it wasn't my first time in a studio with a producer, but like I never had good experiences recording drum tracks.
Sure,
because they take they take a while. Like they're not like,
yeah, because like all it takes is you just like barely missing a hit on something, and it's just gonna sound off. Like,
yeah, I mean, well, it's that's not even like the bigger thing, because a lot of that, like if you have a good producer and someone who's a good engineer and stuff like that, they can usually go in and just, because he did it. Like I had a fill that I did where it just wasn't perfect. And he's like, we're gonna redo that hit, and I'm like, that one hit in that middle of this insane fill. He's like, oh yeah, no, we got this, and like perfect. Like I played it again one more time, and he's like, yeah, we're good, moving on. And I was like, wow. Like he played it back for me. He's like, is this what you wanted? And I'm like, yep.
Wow.
Perfect. Yeah, no, the same thing happened. Like we get in and we start we start recording the song, or actually we were just like, he's like, all right, I want you to just play the song. We recorded the rough track for the guitar, and he's like, I just jam to the rough track for a few minutes and get your groove for it, and like get the groove for the guitar and the metronome and all that. And he's like, all right, we're just gonna start recording. And then like where we were at in the booth, I think you were in the same spot, but I think where you were at, you could see him and he could see you.
Yes.
Where I was at, I was like further back in that room, and I could not see him. He could not see me. But like at one point, he stops me and he's like, "Hey, man, Joe, just relax." He's like, "You're real tense," and I'm like, How the fuck can you tell?
Like he can just hear it. That was the thing that
Yeah, oh,
that
yeah.
really impressed me was like, because he had obviously this man had never heard me sing before. I don't think I had heard me sing before, and and he was just like, dude, he's like, you need to calm down, but which was
Yeah,
funny.
no, he
He's like,
was,
you just need to relax, man. But
there was a part when we were doing vocals to that song. Like we were um we got to this part, or no, I think all the vocals. No, we hadn't actually done lead vocals yet. We were on like just like background vocals. We got to like the second verse, and Chris was doing his screaming, and he like stops everything. Is like, "What are you doing?" And Chris is like, "I scream in this part over the vocals." And he's like, "No." And we're like, "What?" And he's like, "It's not gonna sound good. Trust me. It's just not gonna sound good. It's how you think it's gonna sound. Like it's not gonna be good. I don't really think you should do it." And we were like, "This is the way we wrote the song."
yeah,
And usually I would have been like, "Yeah, dude, this is the way we want it." And like he was right, but there was like that was like a second verse. But we get back, going back actually, because this is one of the first times he actually said something. Was when Chris started screaming. He tells Chris, he's like, "All right," he goes, "I like this. But what I want you to do is when you go to scream the last part of this in the chorus, he goes, I want you to start low and then get as high as you can." And Chris is like, "Okay." And then Chris does the take again, and Chris doesn't do that. He keeps the same tone. And he goes, "No, no, 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 no." He goes, "Well, start low and then get really high, like as high as you can." And then Chris goes, "Oh, okay, no, I got it, I got it." And then Chris does it, and it still sounds the same. And he goes, "Chris, do you want this to sound good? Do you want to do what you're doing that doesn't sound that great, or do you want to do what I want you to do, which is going to sound awesome?" And he goes, "No, I want to do what you want me to do."
yeah.
And
That's
he's
funny.
like, "All right, do that." Get really high. And then the next time Chris nailed it. And he was like, "That's exactly what I want you to do." And I was just like, holy shit. But yeah, the whole next part where he took out the fucking screaming in this next verse, like after we listened to it, like actually listened to it, we're like, "Oh no, you were totally right." But the even cooler part, which was after we've recorded everything, which they didn't think we could do the whole song in 8 hours. They're like, "You're not going to do a song in 8 hours. Like it's just not going to happen."
Yeah.
Like I guess because we had never, it was our first song that we were recording as a band, but I guess they just assumed that we didn't really have experience recording or something, because
Right.
we all really did. Like we all came from like previous bands that were had at least done something.
Right.
He they were really surprised that we didn't knocked it out in 8 hours. But he we get the song back, and we're like we're listening to it, and we realize that Chris and that we never recorded the screaming for the second chorus. Like we got the first chorus, knocked it out. It was great, but we never did it in the second chorus. And so we sent him an email back, and we're like, "Yo, man, do we need to come back and re-record this? We never put the screams in the second chorus."
Right.
And he's like, "Oh shit, you're right. Hold on." And then like he sends us the fucking song back, and it has it in it, and we're just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like he just cut it from the first one. But I mean that's the good thing about recording with a metronome,
Yeah.
too, is being able to pick stuff out like that. Like he was really really amazing to work with. I would love to. I wanted to go back there when we did our EP, but just budget wise we just couldn't do it, because I think it cost us like, I don't know, $500 for that one song.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
no, it wasn't really cheap.
When we did that one thing with him, how much did that cost?
It was like $180.
Okay, but we were only there for like 2 hours, right?
Yeah,
That's not too bad, I guess.
yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure all I did was it was like 2 guitar tracks and a vocal track.
It was like $90 an hour.
Yeah.
But we got kind of a deal on the 8 hours. But we just didn't have the money, so we ended up recording. And it's crazy because if you listen to our actual EP, it still came out really really good. But that's what one of the things I didn't like about it is we recorded it all on our own and stuff, and then we sent it off to get mixed and mastered and produced.
Yeah.
And I really like a lot of the stuff the guy did with it, but it wasn't like, it could have been better.
Yeah.
I think.
When I think that's like a hard thing to kind of like get over as a musician is like, especially if you know, like how you and I are, like we're both kind of perfectionists about stuff, like especially when it comes to like music stuff like that.
Yeah.
That it's like to some extent like we're never really satisfied with what we do, you know. Because I know there's been shit that I've sent you before that I'm like, it's like super rough and it sounds really bad, and then you listen to it and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? This is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
but
Well, I mean, we I mean, fuck, dude. Like, there was a lot of things that when in the recording process of the EP that I've gone back and listened to now, and I'm like there's stuff I really liked, but there's like when we send it off to this guy to do it, he used drum triggers on my drums,
mm-hmm.
which we never would have used with Andrew.
Right.
So there's actually like hits, like ghost notes that the drum triggers don't pick up, and it doesn't sound as good or as clean.
Yeah.
It still sounds really good, like some of the stuff he added and some of the stuff that like in the like the mixing part, like it's still really good.
Yeah.
Like I still go back and listen to it and think, wow, you know, that was really good, some really good music that we wrote, and some still pretty good recording. But
Yeah.
I ended up we played it for Andrew while we were there.
Really?
Yeah, no, yeah, because when you were done, me and him were talking about it, about like the experience there
I
and
think
stuff
I
like
kind of remember that.
We
Yeah.
showed him stuff, and he's like, because I don't get bands like you all the time, and you guys were a lot of fun the first time, and I really, really like, because I showed him one of my favorite songs, which was Rolling with the Punches,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a song that I pretty sure we used to close with, and it was one of my favorites to write and record. So but I showed him that when he's like, man, I would have loved to have recorded this and produced this, like loved it, but you know,
I just remember
now no one's doing anything anymore.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, maybe I don't know, maybe you and I will be able to do something. I don't know, like it's hard because I feel like you and I both kind of have like some idea of like what we would like to do with music, but we haven't really been able to sit down and like really work on anything yet. It's just like I write random stuff and I send it to you and I'm like, hey, here's
and all I
here's
think
a
is
song.
I would love to put drums to this one day.
Yeah.
We've got some good stuff in the bank though. Like I'm really excited if that ever actually plays out.
Yeah, I know there's like,
It'd be a lot of fun.
I'm pretty sure there's like 4 that we have done, and like 3 of them I actually feel pretty good about. One of them I'm like, meh. Like I could probably do without that first one that I wrote that I sent you, I think.
Well, I think one of these days we'll just have to, when you come up, go over to Kevin's and work on stuff,
work on some stuff with him. It'd be cool to get his input
he's got
too.
a drum set at his house now, so
Ooh.
I mean, I still have a truth kit that's packed up in my garage. I don't touch. If I had a place to set it up, I'd probably get back into playing again. But
yeah, playing drums is fun, man. That was I remember I taught myself how to play drums when I was like 19, somewhere in there. And I mean, I'm not great by any extent of the imagination, but it is really fun to play drums.
yeah, I mean, I started off playing trombone
Oh, really?
in middle school. Yeah, trombone and saxophone.
That's funny. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
and then,
I'm trying to think
in
if
I was in 6th grade, and then by 7th grade, I was like, "Oh fuck this! I want to play drums."
yeah.
But they
I
wouldn't
don't.
let me. They wouldn't let me at all because I was all county honor band and I think state honor band.
Wow.
Yeah, no. I was really, really, really good. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I eventually by the time when I got in high school, I joined the drum line, and I still played trombone my freshman year, and because they made me, like the band director was like, you have to,
Yeah.
or you're not gonna stay. And then I ended up getting kicked out of concert band because he wanted me to play. Drumline was marching band, concert band. He made me play trombone, but it ended up not lasting. Like the next year, he wasn't the band director anymore, and I told the next band director that I was like, I only know how to play drums. Fuck you. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think I learned anything before I learned how to play guitar. I think guitar was the first instrument I learned.
I taught myself sax.
Nice. I
Yeah.
mean, when I got my first girlfriend, I taught myself sax too. You know what I'm
fucking
saying?
hate you. All right, well that's it. We're done now.
And on that bombshell,
That was a line right there. You fucking crossed it.
we probably should leave before we have an existential crisis.
Probably.
All right. Well,
Well, this was a lot of fun.
it was cool. It was different, but it was
Do this
fun.
more often.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Later.